Hello nurses, you are watching Scientific Medical Nurse YouTube channel. So in this video, I will be discussing about how to write answers in RGUHS examinations in a way that helps you score high marks and make you eligible for grace marks. So this video is useful for BS Nursing first sem and all other sem exams. At the end of this video, we will also discuss about conditions to get grace marks in RGUHS exam. So without delay, let's start the video. So even if you write everything in a question paper, if your paper presentation is not good, you lack answer writing skills, means you may get very less marks. Even after writing for 50 plus marks, you may get below 38 marks only. So the answer writing skill is very important, which I explain in this video. So one by one, within a few minutes, I will explain all of the points related to this paper presentation. So firstly, write answers with black pen. Don't leave large gap between answers. Start new answers on fresh page. Like this 15 exam writing instructions officially released by RGUHS, I discussed in this video. You can watch it after watching this video. In today's video, I only discuss about the paper presentation, like how to write answers in RGUHS exam, so that even if you write less content, you can score good marks in RGUHS exams. So firstly, the main thing you need to focus on is writing your answers only in a point-wise format, using more scientific words or medical terms with less sentences. Try to explain and write your answers with less sentences and less words without losing the meaning of the answer. Do not write unnecessary lengthy explanations in big paragraph, as this makes the examiner uncomfortable to read. Okay, so the second important points we need to consider is to maintain the flow of your answer writing. Always write the most important points first and follow a logical sequence. Do not disturb the flow of answer. For example, if the question is describe the anatomy of the heart, don't write size and location in the beginning itself and the definition at the middle or at the end. That is not the correct way of writing an answer. Instead, write the answer in a proper sequence according to the priority in a logical sequence, such as firstly, for this example, firstly at beginning write definition, then external structure, internal structure, blood supply, venous drainage, nerve supply. Lastly, write the conclusion, which is the answer ending section. In the conclusion, you can write a single sentence mentioning one or two important functions of the heart, such as the heart ensures continuous circulation of the blood throughout the body. So like this, something you can add in the conclusion subheading, which says that the answer is ended, and this should be our last point. Write every answer in a smooth and logical flow. Underline all main headings and subheadings to make them stand out. You can also write the headings and subheadings in a slightly larger handwriting than the rest of the answer. These all changes makes the answer well organized, improves readability, and helps the evaluator quickly identify different sections of the answer without any confusion or irritation. Also, whatever you want to write about a specific topic should be written only under the respective heading only. For example, if you have already completed size and location, do not write additional points related to size and location again in the middle of the answer. For example, after the blood supply section or any other section, just because you remember them later. This breaks the flow of the answer and confuses the evaluator. Whatever information belongs to a particular topic should be written only under its respective subheading only. If you remember any additional points related to size and location, include them only under the size and location subheading only. Do not mention the same topic again and again in the middle of the another section. Therefore, before start writing, first organize the entire answer in your mind, then begin writing in a proper sequence while maintaining the smooth and well structured flow from the beginning to the end of the answer. So the next point we will be discussing about, always write outside the margin. Always write all of your numbering labels used in our answers outside the left side of the margin provided in the answer booklet. Do not write anything inside the margin except question number. Do not write main heading labels such as part A or part B of question number 1, or subheadings labels such as A, B, C, or point numbers such as 1, 2, 3. Any other numbering labels or part of the answer should not be written inside the margin. Everything should be written outside the margin only. It is also better to write even the question number outside the margin only, because this helps in the proper scanning of the answer booklet and ensures that no part of your answer is missed during evaluation. Writing inside the margin may cause some words or numbers or labels to be cut off during the scanning, making it difficult for the evaluator to read the answer and identify which points belong to the which heading. Therefore, make it a habit to write the entire answer including question numbers, headings, subheadings, and labels completely outside the margin only. Okay, so the next point is to reduce the evaluator's workload. Always use flowcharts, tables, and neatly labeled diagrams wherever applicable. They make your answers more attractive and easier to understand. Do not try to impress the evaluator by simply writing more pages. Instead, impress them by reducing their workload. Write with neat handwriting, Leave adequate space between words and points. Organize the answer in a systematic flow and present it in a well-structured format. Also highlight important word in an answer. Highlight means do not highlight with any highlighter. Just underline the important word. That's enough. Underlining important medical terms and keywords helps the evaluator quickly identify the related terms they are looking for in each point without reading the full sentence, allowing them to evaluate your answers in a less time. The easier you make the evaluator job, the greater your chance of scoring good marks will be. So the next point will be write the answers according to the marks allotted. Always write your answers according to the marks allotted for a specific question. Before you start writing, first check how many marks the question carries. Then decide how much detail your answer requires. High mark questions require more detailed answers, whereas low mark questions should contain only the essential points. For example, 2 marks. Always write only what the question asks and explain it according to the marks allotted, not according to how much you know about the topic. As you can see in the question paper itself, RGUHS mentioned for a specific question, write specific answer. For every question, you should write a specific answer only. Do not write unnecessary or related points, as they may not be considered valid and will only waste your time. For a specific question, you need to write specific answer only. So now let's discuss about the grace marks for RGUHS base nursing semester students. So now let's discuss under what conditions RGUHS gives grace marks to BS nursing semester students. First of all, you should know that grace marks are given only to the students who have failed in the examination. They are not given to the students who have already passed in exam just to increase their percentage or marks. So if RGUHS gives grace marks to the failed students, how many grace marks does RGUHS give? So RGUHS can give a maximum of 5 grace marks to help a student pass. However, there is an important condition you need to follow to get a grace marks. To be eligible for grace marks, you must have failed in only one subject. For example, suppose you scored 33 marks in anatomy and physiology and passed in all of the remaining subjects. Since you have failed in only one subject, RGUHS may give you up to 5 grace marks, making you to pass that entire BS Nursing first sem exam. What if you fail in more than one subject? If you fail in more than one subject, you are generally not eligible for RGUHS grace marks. And also another condition is, if you did not kept paper presentation good, you may lose the eligibility to get grace marks even after failing in only one subject. So try to impress the evaluator by following all of the things which I told in this video and in this video also. So watch those videos to get good marks and to get grace marks. For example, suppose you scored 37 marks in anatomy and physiology and 37 marks in sociology and psychology. In this case, you need only 2 marks in pass in exam. However, because you have failed in 2 subjects, you are generally not be eligible for grace marks. Even though you need only 1 marks in each paper, the rule is based on the number of failed subject, not on the number of marks required to pass. How can you increase your chances to get grace marks? To maximize your chances of getting grace marks, if you are eligible, means maintain a neat handwriting, present your answers in a well organized manner, and follow all of the answer writing tips and techniques discussed in this video and in that video. Good paper presentation can make a difference. If your presentation is poor, you may lose valuable marks that could have been awarded by the evaluator. Remember, even 1 mark is extremely important. A single additional mark from evaluator can change the final result. For example, in this case only you will take, if the evaluator gives 1 extra marks in the one subject, means that student used to become eligible for grace marks. Just for 1 marks he have failed. If he did good paper presentation, means a evaluator may have given him a 1 marks extra. Apart from 37, if he have been given 38 marks in another subject, even though the evaluator may not give him 38 marks, the student used to be eligible. That another 1 marks used to be given by grace marks, as by RGUHS. Also, don't keep hope on grace marks. You will be getting grace marks, so you will focus only one subject. So don't do that. As I told before, only paper presentation is very important, and they will also check for the content. If your overall content is not good and your paper presentation is not good, even though you have failed in only one subject, you may not get the grace marks. So don't keep hope on that grace marks will be given. I just study only one subject, so don't do like that. You try your best to get pass in exam by your own without any grace marks. You just prepare yourself in such a way that you should score at least a 38 marks in exam. For exam tips and time management tricks, I have discussed in this video. In that, I have discussed that for how much time you should give for long essay question, how much time you should give for short essay question, everything I have discussed in that video about the time management tricks. Don't forget to watch that video after watching this video. So don't depend on RGUHS grace marks. RGUHS grace marks will only be getting to you if you have done good paper presentation, if you have write a good content. So they will check all of the things. Only if you are completely perfect and lacking only 5 marks, so don't depend on grace marks. Try to give your best. This is a time you need to study. After completing the degree examination, you can enjoy yourself. You can work in the hospital, you can work anywhere, you can earn money. So everything will be there later. At a right time, we should do a right things only. So this is the time for you guys to study and prove yourself a best. So try to be a best version of yourself. Try to write all of the answers. Obviously you need to attempt all of the questions as written here, and also there will be no choices for writing questions. So this is all about the paper presentation. So follow all of these instructions and also give your best, and best of luck for your exams. So the student who have subscribed to my YouTube channel will 100% pass in their examination, as I discussed everything from beginning to the end of the examinations, including important questions, solved question papers, model question papers, and all of the things are just exam tips and tricks, exam writing instructions, and this video paper presentation video. I have made all of the videos that can be made by me for helping the RGUHS BSNC first sem students. So 100% who have subscribed my YouTube channel will 100% get passed in their examinations. So best of luck for your examinations. Thanks for watching.